Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and a federal judge has made a shocking decision in the Trump deportation case. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, please check that address in the lower right-hand corner. It's youtube.com/@explainamerica, and hit subscribe, absolutely free. It really helps us out. You know, President Donald Trump and Pam Bondi, they've been deporting very, very dangerous people. We're talking about leaders and members of gangs that are so vicious, that commit crimes so heinous, that it would be tough. It would be, first of all, against the rules of this platform for me to describe them to you here. I can't. I know from living in the hood when I was younger what these gangs are capable of doing. And they're dangerous people. And you have to take a strong stance here. If they're not legally in this country, they've got to go. They're not our problem. They are the problem of the country they came to. Send them back there and let them run free or put them in jail, whatever you want to do in that country. They're not our problem. Unless, of course, you talk to a liberal judge. See, if you're a liberal judge, well, then your ideals and your morals and what you believe the Constitution says. See, you believe, as a liberal judge, you believe the Constitution enshrines you to be the person who decides what happens with immigration policy in this country. Not the person that was elected by almost 80 million people, but you, a judge who was selected. That's a hell of an ego you have to have. Well, this particular judge, get ready for this. He wants the United States to go and take back an alleged MS-13 gang leader and go back to where we deported him to and bring him back into the country because he was wrongfully deported. Well, I've got an idea for this. I think Trump is going to tell this judge where to stick it, if you want to know the truth. I think he's going to totally ignore this. But here would be my offer to the judge. I tell you what, you want him back? Okay. We're going to get you a plane ticket. You're going to fly down there and go get him, and he's going to stay with you until his court date. He's going to stay in your home with your family. Now, do you still want him back? Bet you he changes his answer, because these people don't mind if they're in your neighborhood, but they sure as heck mind if they're in their neighborhood. There's an old saying in this country, not in my backyard, right? And that's how all these liberal elites think. Yes, it's fine for all you guys, but not in my backyard. I want you to watch this video and let me know what you think in the comments.
We have breaking news in the case of that Maryland father who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador. A federal judge just ordered the Trump administration to return Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia to the U.S. by Monday.
Let's take you live outside the courtroom with CNN's Priscilla Alvarez. Priscilla, you just walked out of court. Help us understand how this all played out.
Well, Brianna and Boris, the week started with the administration saying that it made a, quote, administrative error in deporting this Salvadoran national. It is now ending with a federal judge saying that the United States has to bring him back by Monday. Now, over the course of the hearing, and it was just over an hour, a federal judge asked multiple questions on one key issue, and that was him being deported to El Salvador, even though an immigration judge in 2019 said that couldn't be the case. This is something we've talked about. It's called withholding of removal, meaning that he could not be sent back to El Salvador over concerns of persecution. He was removable, just not to El Salvador. And in fact, that's exactly what happened last month after he was detained, the administration sending him to that notorious mega prison in El Salvador. Now, there was questioning back and forth between the federal judge and his attorneys, as well as with the Justice Department. The Justice Department saying that they could not provide any further evidence about this case, including the judge saying that she was not convinced about these alleged ties to MS-13 because there was no additional evidence to shore that up. Now, over the course of those proceedings, again, the Justice Department saying that it was a mistake that he was sent to El Salvador, and also arguing that they couldn't bring him back. That is something that they also said in court documents. The federal judge, however, was not convinced. After the hearing, or after the arguments ended, the federal judge took a recess, and it was in that recess that she ultimately came to her decision and came back out to the courtroom and noted the urgency of the case, again, because of concerns of persecution, the concerns of this man's safety in El Salvador. She said she could not wait, that she would give an oral order and would follow up with the written opinion. And we're hearing now from the lawyers, his wife also stepping up and also saying thank you to all of those who have supported her earlier in the morning, saying that this, of course, has impacted her family and that she has missed him and has been unable to talk to him. So this offers some level of relief. Of course, we still have to see how the legal proceedings continue from here. But again, to sum this up, this was a week that started with the administration making that admission that it had accidentally sent a man to that El Salvadorian prison, and now ending that week with a federal judge saying that he had to be returned.